Good day, my sister. How are you doing today? So welcome to Fit and Fueled by Faith, a faith-based podcast to share with you how you can grow in spirit and in body to be stronger each and every day in your faith and what it takes. So today, I wanted to share with you 3 keys to nourish your mind, body, and spirit, all 3 aspects of who you are. So I was inspired this morning. I was reading about a saint and a lot of saints and how they just love the stillness of silence, solitude, and simplicity. And that was a key. Those 3 were key ingredients to living a peaceful life. And who doesn't want to live a peaceful life? Serenity, tranquility, peace of mind, calm. Oh my goodness. So I know for a lot of people, they don't like stillness. They don't like solitude. Maybe they want simplicity and want things easy, but I thought I came up with this word, but I guess I didn't. Simply complicated. How we could take something that's so simple but make it complicated. And it's just we love, as human beings, we love the drama. It's in our nature, the chaos, the drama, the news. Oh, what's going on? We feed to that. We flock to that. And I just lost my train of thought. I'm being honest here, my friend. We're just having a conversation. This is real. And I'm having a hot flash, to be honest. So just taking off my socks and fanning myself here. Ladies, you feel me over 40. Oh my goodness. We're going to definitely dive more into the hot flashes and menopause, but I'm not there yet. So anyways, back to stillness and solitude, simplicity. That's what I was talking about, simplicity, right? When you're in the midst of a hot flash, nothing feels simple at that moment. You feel ooh, in a rage, right? You feel whoo. Okay, but take a deep breath and just let it go. That's what I do. I just try to breathe in and meditate when I'm going through one until I cool down, then I'm cold again. Simply complicated, right? How life could be simply complicated. Simple yet complicated. Okay, so going back to what I was saying, the saints and so many people, and I know myself included, my friend, my sister, is that I find so much joy in silence and solitude. And in that, I find that so simplistic. It's just, there's nothing else. I mean, you just sit there. You don't have to entertain. You don't have to focus and listen. And it's just sit there and quiet. And in that stillness and silence, my friends, is where you just find the peace. And I know for many people don't like stillness and silence and solitude. Solitude. Actually, do you even know the definition of solitude? So solitude is, if you never knew what it meant, solitude is a state of seclusion or isolation of a person. Solitude, also known as social withdrawal, is a state of seclusion or isolation, meaning lack of socialization. So, I love solitude. There's a time where I like to be alone and isolated, withdrawn from people, and to find myself, right? There's a time to be social, and there's a time to take a step back and have solitude. Make that time for solitude, stillness and silence. And you will reap so many benefits from that, my friend. Removing yourself from the loud noise, the jeering of this world, the confusion, the chaos, the noise. Whether it's the family, it's your partner, your children, your boss, work, friends, whatever it is, the world, the TV, the news, social media, like just so much noise, just being inundated with so much data that we need to plug into the source. And how do you plug into the source? Just like your phone needs to be charged, or your electrical devices and electronics need to be plugged into power. If you unplug them, they're... So the only way that I know that works for me, maybe you have your own way, but I think really why a lot of saints talk about stillness and silence and solitude, and they were, a lot of them alone, right? They're pretty much, a lot of the saints lived alone, a quiet life in solitude, away from the world. Maybe there was some too that also interacted with the world, but they knew when it was time to go plug into the source, and the source was God, through prayer, in silence, in solitude, being alone. Yes, there's a time that we need to go and gather at church and at mass and gatherings, and to commune together, to give thanks and praise to our God as a community, and what a beautiful blessing that is as well. But then there's those times where even God says, go pray in silence. Even Jesus, I know I've said this probably before, but I'll say it time again. Even Jesus, he stepped away from the crowds to rejuvenate, to replenish, restore his mind, his body, his spirit, from being drained, from healing all day, from traveling, from the work that he did day in, day out. He needed to tap in to God, his Father. And so we need to do the same. We need to step away and withdraw from the public eye sometimes. Go into a private room if you can. If it's the bathroom, go in a car, go for a walk in nature. But it's critical, my friends, to nourish your mind, body, and spirit. And yes, there's so many other things you can do. You can exercise, you can move, you can journal, you can read, you can have a cup of coffee and tea, and you could do those things while you're sitting there in solitude, in silence, just by simply reading an inspirational book, or diving and opening up the Word of God, the Holy Bible, the Holy Book, in silence, or having that sip of coffee or tea in silence, looking outside or sitting outside under the sun, listening to the birds sing and chirp in silence and solitude by yourself. How rejuvenating that is. There is a time to be expressive and social, and there is a time to withdraw and be an extrovert. And thank God he created us women that way. Exactly. And men have those moments too. They just need to know what time of day. For women, it happens in our cycle throughout the month, where, the second week of our cycle, going to mid-cycle, we start gaining our energy, our estrogen goes up, and we might start feeling a little more energized and a little more social, right? And we want to socialize and gather and be around people. But then there's another part of the month, as we draw near close to our menses, where we start kind of withdrawing and going back into our shell, and we want some space, and we want to be alone, and we're not as social. We become the extrovert, right? We kind of get withdrawn and we go within, and that is totally fine. There's this balance that Mother Nature does, right? The world does. Spring, summer, fall. There's seasons, and a woman's body has seasons. And so we need to listen to the cues within ourselves, not force things. And of course, we live in this world that we have to try to fit in this 9 to 5 days. And every day that's the same. We have to show up no matter where we are in our cycle, whether we're feeling energetic and alive and social and creative, or we're feeling withdrawn and we want to just go hide and be quiet and be alone. But the world doesn't change, right? Every day is the same out there in the world. But you need to find that time for yourself. To take a moment or a few minutes in that solitude, in that peace of silence, so you can be recharged and refueled and rejuvenated and restored. So when it is time to go out and be social and to proclaim and share, you are ready. You are ready and willing. So it's okay, my friend, my sister, that you have these feelings throughout the month, and listen to them. And when there's that time, make use of it and relax and enjoy the quiet of nothingness, the silence. Like right now, I guess the reason why I'm talking about this, because I am alone right now. My husband went away last hurrah skiing. Even though it's spring, up north it got some snow, so he went, and I'm here all alone. I guess I can't say I got the dog with me, but it's quiet. Shh, listen. Nothing, not a thing. Just silence. And yes, sometimes it could feel lonely. But then that's when you do something productive in that time of silence, solitude. Like I said, pick up your favorite inspirational book or spiritual book about the saints or anything about God or His Word or the Bible or anything that inspires you, that moves you and brings you joy. Just enjoy that moment. And then you will be energized for the next thing. See, if we constantly just keep going and never take a break and never stop, we will feel overwhelmed. We will feel tired, depleted. And that's not fun. And I'm sure you're saying, well, I have kids still at home. And even with that, whether it's that silence at the end of the night, where everything's just shut off, lights are off, and you even have that moment you lay your head on the pillow and you're just like, stillness, silence, darkness, peace. Ooh. Take that moment. Or in the moment you first wake up when it's just still and it's quiet, and give thanks and praise to God for a new day. Ooh. Take the moments where you are in silence, not to grab your phone and to scroll because you're bored, but to use your stillness and silence and solitude for a meaningful way, purposeful way, to better you, to recharge, to connect to God, your source, to plug into Him, to refuel you, to reunite you. So, my friends, those are the 3 key ingredients that you should incorporate is silence, solitude, and simplicity. Simplicity. Let go of all the things that hold you back. Less is more, my friends. Maybe this weekend you can go through clearing the clutter, or your pocketbook, or office, or desk, or your car, and just simplify things in your life, my friend. And that will lighten the load too, where you'll find that inner peace. Yes. So make time for silence and solitude and simplicity, my friends. And that's all I wanted to share. That's it. Simple as that. I know, simply complicated, right? Sounds simple, but we can make it complicated. It's not that complicated, my friend. Just shut everything off. Say a little prayer. Just sit in silence. Don't think about anything. Just take in the moment of silence and enjoy it. Enjoy it, my friend, my sister. I love you. I hope to see you next week. Till then, God bless you. Go out in the world, share love, make peace, and be happy. Mwah! I love you.